Yo guys, what's going on? Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the flea market and why right now is the best time to sell everything that you are willing to part ways with in your stash. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more PvE content. We had a couple super thanks shout outs that we have to get to first. Let's hop right into it. We got Slammed 96 coming in with a double dono, two different videos he dropped the super thanks on. The first one, he said, thank you for the content. He was stuck on the Huntsman Path Outcast task. He said, I'm doing well and not to burn myself out because he needs me for that Kappa run. And don't you worry, I will be getting Kappa eventually here in PvE. There is a lot of tasks in this game. I have been grinding these tasks, and I feel like the moment I turn 2 in, I get 4 more. Then the other dono for Slammed was thanks. Might be time for a community Discord for the PvEers. We already got one, my friend. It is in the video description. Everybody who is enjoying PvE is welcomed in there. Got a whole bunch of people already gaming in there, looking for groups, all that good stuff. So hop on in. Next one is going to be GVS Dogify. He said, thanks, 25 bomb. Appreciate you so much, GVS. Then we got Leg Meta Enjoyer with the 4,000 Hungarian. If you're wondering the conversion on that, comes out to about 11 bucks USD. And he said the amount of content you're making on a daily basis is absolutely fascinating. Keep up the marvelous work. You have so much talent and potential for a career in YouTube. Don't go too far and burn yourself out. Thanks for all the content. You've helped me a lot. That is the goal, to help each and every one of you some way, shape, or form. I might not provide the best tips, but if I can help you in any single way, whether it's very small or completely change the way you're playing the game, either way, the goal is to help all of you succeed and love Tarkov for how it's meant to be loved. This is one of the best FPS shooters you will ever lay your hands on, and I can only do so much to help you out, but it's the least I can do. So thank you so much, Leg Meta Enjoyer. I hope you are using some rip rounds here in PvE and getting your fun. That is it for the super thanks. Thank you guys so much for the recent support. You guys have been absolutely killing it. And I am super thankful because it gets us one step closer every single day to getting the NASA PC and finally starting to produce some Streets of Tarkov content. Gotta wait maybe a month or two, but I promise you we will have Streets gameplay once the new PC does arrive. So about 2 months away. All right, let's hop into it. Now is the time for you to be selling everything that you do not need here in Escape from Tarkov PvE, mainly because all of the EOD accounts that did not have access up until very recently, the last 50%, they are just now starting to get their flea markets. And with everybody combined now having access, all of EOD has access if you did not know. And obviously all of the true believers already having the game for as long as they have. There's going to be barter items right now that are going to be probably as high as they will be for the rest of PvE. You got to remember, PvE doesn't have any planned wipes, so that means barter items will not stay inflated in price forever. Everybody will complete their hideouts eventually, and of course, there's going to be an influx of new players from time to time. Maybe there'll be a PvE sale or an Unheard Edition sale on Black Friday, some weird shit like that, and of course, some prices could inflate a little bit, but overall, the overall barter item market, now I think, personally, in my opinion, is the best time to sell everything. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So when it comes to the 7 junk boxes I do have in my stash, I have been cleaning them out. It's been a pretty rough process going through each and every one of the items and listing them on the flea market, but it's definitely been worth it. You can see I'm up to 123 million rubles. Now, some of these still have a shit ton of stuff in them. The loot's container right here, some of this stuff is just rare loot and stuff that I need for Solar 1 and Bitcoin 3. A couple other miscellaneous things in there. And then obviously we have the money loots box. This is just some of the more valuable stuff. But as for some of these other boxes, they are completely empty because I have been cleaning them out. This one is just kind of miscellaneous, holding on to it for now. Got a bunch of Sagrits in here, mainly because I don't know ever which ones I need for Bad Habit. I know you need 3 of the 4, so I just hoard them. We have a small keep junk box right here with a couple of valuables. Got some nuts for a quest. We got the GM counts for 60 rounders for M4s. Just a couple miscellaneous things in here, nothing too crazy. And then we have all the stuff that I've gotten today so far that needs listed up on the flea market. So all of this needs sold. This is the most time-consuming part of this, is literally taking all these items out of your junk box and then moving them to your backpack, and then moving them back into the stash so you can then list them on the flea market. It's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. There's some items right now that are still silly priced, and, you know, they're not as high as they were. The hose, for example, it was like 200 to 300K at the beginning of PvE. But the fact that a month has gone by and it is still maintained anywhere from 80 to 100K, that's great. If you watch my recent loot guide for Shoreline going to smugglers, I think that raid, I came out of there with 5 or 6 of the corrugated hose. And that only took me about 5 minutes to loot them. Some of these items are very, very worth picking up and selling on the flea market. Now, you might need a bunch of this stuff. Whatever you need for your hideout, I would highly recommend doing your research, figuring out what you're going to need for all your modules, because it's better to just keep it so you don't have to buy it in the future. Just makes your life simpler. But everything you don't need, you want to sell it. And the sooner you max out your hideout, the easier it is on you, because the only thing you have to worry about is what you need for tasks then. You don't have to worry about anything in the hideout. You can pretty much just make a sell container like I have. Once you're out of a raid, put it all in here and go in the next raid, and then you could sell this once per week, once per day, once every couple days, whatever you're comfortable with. But there's a ton of different items that are just worth more than you would expect. Like, I was leaving screws for the longest time, but they're worth 25 to 40K depending on the time of day. Right now, the market is pretty down on a lot of stuff. Energy saver lamps, they have been consistently 80 to 100K, and they're not hard to find. An item like a light bulb, let's see if I have one. I do. These are the first thing you need for your hideout, and they are still at around 35 to 40K. This is one of the items that goes down first because they get bought first. And you can see that they are still maintaining a pretty high premium because all those EOD players are now hitting level 15 and finally getting the flea market. This is probably the best time for every single one of you to start cleaning out your stash and sell what you can on the flea, because, like I said, once we get far enough into the future, we are going to see the market start to go down. And if you are not already rich, you're going to struggle a lot more than everybody who is doing the work now and selling all this shit. This is just a kind of a personal opinion video from me. You don't have to do anything, but if you watch this long into the video, obviously you must think at least I might have a clue of what I'm doing here. I do have a little bit of time on Tarkov, not too much. And then, you know, we have a little bit of money in the stash. Once again, not too much. But when it comes to my experience with the flea market, I would like to say we're doing all right. I feel like I manipulated a decent bit and create some pretty great content for you guys regarding it. So hopefully you take my word for it. I don't have any incentive to buy anything off of the flea market. I have no incentive to dump and crash the market. Same goes the other way. I have no incentive to pump the market. I'm just here doing my thing, trying to get you guys nice and set up for the long haul in PvE, because we're not having wipes. You want to have a ton of money. You want to be able to enjoy PvE, have some fun, run your best gear, and not have any gear fear, not worry about money. But that's going to do it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Sponsored equipment description below. It's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm out.